Hi guys, I'm Zach.
And I'm Lauren.
And we're here with Kennedy Violins, and we're here to talk to you today about a really common question that we get a lot, which is, what should we select for our tailpiece? We have different options in our customizer, which allow you to get 4 removable fine tuners, 4 built-in fine tuners, or a single fine tuner. And Lauren is here to talk to you a little bit about why you might want 4 fine tuners versus 1.
So for somebody that's just starting out, like a total beginner, I would recommend getting the 4 fine tuners, like the composite tailpiece, just because it makes tuning a lot easier and you don't always have to tune with the pegs. I will say for children under the age of 12, I recommend them not tuning at all with the pegs, just because it can be really tricky and there is a possibility of a string breaking if you're doing it the wrong way, whereas with the fine tuners, it's not a problem.
So there are 2 types of tailpieces that have 4 fine tuners on them. First, there's going to be the 4 removable fine tuners, and then there's going to be the 4 built-in fine tuners with a composite tailpiece. So there's reasons why you might want each. First, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the 4 removable fine tuners. So one of the things with the 4 removable fine tuners is that if your violin was coming with an ebony tailpiece or a match fitting set, like in this case, this has a Parisian eye tailpiece on it. You also see the Parisian eye pegs, so it is a match fitting set. Sometimes people want to hold on to that. So for aesthetic reasons, you might like this to have the 4 removable fine tuners. But the one thing about them is they do add some weight to the tailpiece. So what that does is it shortens the after length of the string, adds weight, and that kind of just slightly cuts the resonance of the instrument. You're not going to get quite as big of a sound. It's going to be a little bit less resonant. And then also with the after length of the string, you don't get as much vibration from that. So that also kind of affects the sound. It is good for someone who is just about to a point where maybe they want to go down to a single fine tuner or just 2 fine tuners, and they're just getting used to tuning with the pegs. Or if you're about to that point, you can get these and then take them off when you're ready to go down to a single fine tuner or 2. And then with the composite tailpiece, this is really great. This is what most of our beginner level instruments come with, but you don't have to have a beginner level instrument to have the composite tailpiece. This is actually a really nice Italian violin that costs about $10,000, and it actually has a composite tailpiece on it just for ease of tuning. And the nice thing about this is something where if you're the type of person who wants 4 fine tuners on your instrument at all times to help with tuning, it's really a lot lighter, and you notice the after length of the string is also longer. So it's going to get a little more resonant sound. Now, the difference tonally might not be night and day, but it does make a difference. It is something you will notice if you took 3 of your fine tuners off the removable, or you switched out to a composite tailpiece. You would notice that the instrument would have a little more resonant sound. So these are really great, and what I recommend for people who are always going to want 4 fine tuners on their instrument. So the other type of fine tuner setup is going to be a single fine tuner, where it's just a single fine tuner on just your E string. This is going to be for a more advanced player. This is going to be someone who's comfortable tuning just with the pegs. And actually, I have Lauren here. Why don't you go ahead and show them how you tune with just the pegs?
Absolutely, yeah. So what I like to do with tuning is just try to get the tuning as close as possible with the pegs. Like if something's really out of tune, I'm going to want to go with the pegs. The fine tuners are just for like minor tonal adjustments. But if something is really out of tune, I try to get it as close as possible with here and then kind of adjust it here. I have the composite tailpiece, so I do have all of my fine tuners. But this one you can see is just one. So I'll go ahead and untune my A. Doesn't sound like an A. So what we're going to do is I like to kind of hold on to the scroll like this, and while kind of applying a little bit of pressure and then turning it to the right. Like so. I could also tune with the fine tuner here. With the E, it's basically just righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. You turn the string to the right, then it tightens and makes the pitch go up, whereas turning it to the left will make the pitch go down.
Right, and just because they are friction pegs with their 1-to-1 ratio, it does make it a little more difficult. Lauren's been playing for a long time, so it makes it easier for her to, tune with just the pegs. But yeah, it's really going to be something that takes a little bit of practice to get used to just tuning with the pegs alone like that.
I think the first time that I tried tuning with my A string, I was in middle school. I was alone, and I didn't apply any pressure. I just turned it really fast, and it just popped right back at me. So that's why I say kids under the age of 12, again, Please, parents, supervise your children when they tune with the pegs, or just tune them for them.
Yes, and even adults should still be careful.
Yes, it happens to the best of us.
So now I think what we'll do is maybe we'll do a little demonstration of just kind of like the sound difference. Unfortunately, this is not the same type of violin as the other two, but we are going to show you just the sound difference of having 4 removable fine tuners and a single fine tuner. These are both our Vidicek Master Series violins, and we'll just have Lauren just do a quick little playing demo with them so you can hear kind of the difference in sound between the two instruments. And I will say that in terms of like comparability, with the composite tailpiece to a single fine tuner, I don't really notice like any difference in sound or resonance. So it is going to be more like what the single fine tuner is going to be when you have that. So yeah, we'll take a listen.
So this is the Vidicek with 4 removable fine tuners. So this is the Vidicek with 1 fine tuner on the E string. So I definitely noticed a huge difference between these two. I feel like I was able to get a little bit of a bigger, louder, more resonant sound from the Vidicek with only 1 fine tuner. This one sounded a little bit closed off. Again, if you're a beginning violinist, we all recommend that you get the composite tailpiece, or if you're just someone who wants all 4 fine tuners at all times.
Yeah, for sure. And if you're still not sure which tailpiece is right for you, of course, give us a call. We'd be happy to help you. Lots of times people have a lot of questions about when they're first getting started in violin, about what they should get. And since we're all players and musicians here, we'd be happy to help. Thanks.